Hello everyone, my name is Leonardo Pacheco Castellon, and today I will talk about the English consonants. So let's start with a brief introduction, and I hope that this video helps you to understand this topic. So let's start with the topics that I share with you. Let's start with the first point, that is energy. Energy refers with the muscular efforts. So we have to know that the consonants can be classified in two groups, fortis, lenis, and no opposition. As you can see in the slides, we identified two groups, fortis, where the plosives, affricates, and fricative sounds are found with the characteristic that they are voiceless. In the group number 2, that is the lenis group, we have the plosives, fricatives, and affricate sounds are voiced. And in the group number 3, we have the group of no oppositions, and in this group are the nasal, semivowels, the sound R and L sound that have no phonemic counterpart, and they do not participate in the fortis lenis opposition. Continuing with the point number 2, we will see the consonant length. We have to know that the length of a sound is varied with the preceding of the plosive, affricate, and fricative sounds. The preceding sounds can be nasal or lateral sounds. So we will see the next example to understand this topic. Our next point is voicing. The non-English fortis consonants can be safely labeled voiceless, and consonants in group B and C, that is lenis and no opposition, that are voiced, can lose part of all their voice, so they become to be voiced or devoiced. Our next point is aspiration. The aspiration is an interval of air shared between the end of the plosive and the following vowel. The voiceless plosive sounds are the following. And we identify two important groups in this point, present and absent. Finally, I will talk about the types of realize. We have 5 important points here: the oral realize, non-audible realize, with glottal reinforcement, the nasal realize, and the lateral realize. So let's start with the first type of release, that is oral release. In this case, the plosives have quick oral release when they are followed by vowels or semivowels. As you can see in the example, the first sound is plosive and they are followed by a vowel. So the release stage may also be present before a pause, with or without aspiration. So let's continue with the second type of release, that is non-audible release. It occurs when we have two consecutive plosives, fricatives, or affricate sounds. For example, such plosives are said to be incomplete, and they are quite frequent in familiar speech. As you can see in the example, we have the word limp. In this example, we have two consecutive plosive sounds, and normally the first one has non-audible release. When we have two consecutive plosive sounds, we have to use the diacritic. Continuing with the type of release, we have this case that is with glottal reinforcement. In this case, the fortis, plosives, and affricate sounds can be reinforced with a glottal stop. We have to know that glottalization is made before pauses and consonants, but not between vowels. But in this case, when we have these two sounds, the glottalization is possible between vowels. For example, in the word catches, we have the sound sh is between two vowels, so the glottalization is possible. In addition, we will know that the final fortis plosives can be realized in four different ways, that are in aspirate way, in an aspirate way, with non-audible release, and with glottal reinforcement. Let's continue with the nasal release. It occurs when a plosive sound is followed by a nasal sound. As you can see in the slide, we have the sequence that is plosive sound plus a nasal sound. It means that the third stage consists merely in the lowering of the soft palate, so that the air compressed behind the oral stop escapes through the nose. When we have the nasal release, we have to mark this process with this diacritic. And as you can see in the second example, that is stop now, here the oral release must be preceded by the complete articulation of the nasal, otherwise some oral release will be perceived. The last one type of release is lateral release. It occurs when we have the sounds T and G are followed by the lateral sound that is L. Each stage consists in the lowering of one or both sides of the tongue, while keeping the stop between the tongue tip and the front part of the alveolar ridge. As you can see in the example, we have the word fretley. We have the lateral sound is preceded by the plosive sound, and we have to use the same diacritic that we used in the nasal sound. Well, that's all for today. I hope that this video helps you to understand, and thank you for watching this video.